Pete Williams. Welcome, Pete.
Hello, James. Back for a second one?
Yeah, back-to-back games. That's
right.
Risky for your throat.
These guys
First time back as well.
These guys got an 8 in the weekend, so I'm pretty right.
Sunraysia versus Gawler and Districts in the A-grade women's final. I've been trying to talk to members of the softball community. No one can tell me if Gawler or Sunraysia have ever played off in a A-grade final before. I'd have to go to the record books.
When did Sunraysia come across to us? Used to be in New South Wales.
First batter of the game, Tia McGregor. It's a line drive over to first base for the catch. That's Kerry Barlow for Sunraysia on screen.
Yeah, they obviously used to be part of New South Wales or Victoria Softball Association before coming to us, so they probably haven't had the chance to play in too many at this level, I would have thought.
I don't know if they ever had. I've got a live member to the left of you shaking her head.
Jill Williams, you've come back from the 18s. We've put you straight onto the task. What can you tell us? Anything? Well, she only knows them ever being in South Australia.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well, I did hear one of them the other day saying they used to be part of New South Wales softball, so don't know. But Gawler definitely, going back through the results, I haven't seen Gawler's name or Sunraysia's name in there for some time, if at all. So, it's great to see them. And realistically,
new format.
Yeah, great new format. And this is how close it was. Sunraysia played Centrals in the 1v4 game, with Centrals finishing first, knocked off Centrals to get themselves to the final. And Gawler took on Mount Gambier in the 2-3 game and obviously got through. So that's how close it is. We've seen 2 tiebreakers in grand finals out in the B2 competition. So it's absolutely just great to see. It's Mighty Ducks, they won their first 5 games in the minors to go through number 1, and then they were in a tiebreaker in their first game, got through to the final. Hills had to then go play in the prelim and then went into a tiebreaker in that. So
Tiana Staker for Gawler. Ground ball back to the pitcher, Brianna Wade, for the second out. Score it 1-3. Here's a look on the Aqaba replay. Thanks to Aqaba for supporting our country championships as well as the Softball SA Premier League. We'll go around the diamond if we get an opportunity, but this is Megan Conway hitting for the Gawler and Districts.
Yeah, it's been a really good competition, really close. And yes, absolutely thank you to the Aqaba Hotel, their first financial year, almost you could say, being on board with us. They've worked with this competition.
Another ground ball back to the pitcher. Wade will do the fielding, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Sunraysia perfect in the start of the top of the first inning, and Sunraysia, great to have them back. COVID really put a stranglehold on their competition, and then they came back just a couple of years ago as a social comp, contacted the Riverland Association and said, let us play. So they travel the couple of hours every weekend to play competitive on the Saturday, and here they are now. They played in last year's state championships and came second in the B grade, and here they are this year in the A grade final, and they have a 1-2-3 inning. Round the field for the Gawler and Districts, a couple of legends in here. Joe Pfeiffer pitching to Jodie Chaman, Christy Norton at first, Megan Conway at second, Tia McGregor at third, Nikki Schiller at shortstop. Missing a surname, Kelly Varco out at left field. Young Kelly Varco went away with the state under 16s. Caitlin Holt at centre field, and Tiana Staker at right.
Yeah, I was just saying before in the last game, we ran some numbers. In the women's side of the competition, the oldest player is from the All-Stars, a Victorian team that came over initially for the Masters but played in our BT. 76 years of age she was, or she still is. And we also have 15-year-olds in our women's competition as well. I think there was 2 of them. Then over in the men's, it was 65 and 15 as well. So, great to see people of all ages getting involved and being a part of this. The All-Stars, I spoke to them on day one, and they said, we don't care what you're doing next year. We'll be back. We don't care what happens on the diamond. We love coming to Adelaide. So,
well, we want to see more A-grade nominations. We want to see more Masters nominations as well. This can be bigger and better, and We'll take Masters nominations from all around the country.
Absolutely, reach out. You don't have to be registered. You can do a 1-week membership and play in the competition. And at the end of the day, you know, I'd expect there to be 1 or 2 more A-grade teams next year, with the Hills not fielding a team this year, depending obviously on national championships as well then, but we'd love to see a couple more A-grade and a few more in the Bs as well sliding in. But it's been a super tight competition, and you know, they've played plenty of games in what's been pretty warm heat, so been very dry. There's been no sign of any sort of moisture around.
Second pitch, Joe Pfeiffer gets a short pop-up for the first out. That was Tara Martin for Sunraysia.
Looks like she got a bit of cheek from someone in the grandstand. She's running back to pick up her bat, pointed at someone in the crowd and had a bit of a laugh with them.
Brianna Smith is the new hitter for Sunraysia. Magnificent weekend of softball for the Aqaba 69th Country Championships. Special thanks to all our affiliates for being represented here this weekend.
Been played in really good spirits too. Have not, you know, as yourself as one of the co-conveners with Catherine Western and myself and the umpires, haven't heard a single complaint from anyone. They've just got out, they've played, they've got into the bar and the canteen area and helped out in there, and it's been really, really well supported. So they'll go home tired, but everyone's had a real good crack at it, which is great.
Oh, Pfeiffer does the fielding with her shin and nearly gets a throw across, but Brianna Smith will beat that out. She's the first base runner of the game. Looking to my left, Jill, is that a single? Like, what's the pitcher going to do? No,
well,
she's not going to help us out. She's normally part of our scoring team for the Softball State Premier League. Here's a look on the Aqaba replay.
I'm looking at the inside of the leg, and it looks inside of the right leg for this pitcher, and it looks like she actually has already copped one there fairly recently. It's softball-sized bruise just on the inside of the calf. So
she's got one on the right leg, a couple on the right leg as well.
Yeah, she's obviously does a bit of fielding with the legs at times, but hey, it stops those balls going to centre field and getting extra bases, so it works.
That was first pitch swinging for Paige McGuinness, former state rep. This one goes out to centre field. A nice catch taken by Caitlin Holt, our first draft player in this format of the game.
The inaugural draft player in the competition. She's loving every minute of it. She put her draft nomination in early, knowing that she was going to be here, and speaking to her yesterday out on the diamond and off the diamond, she is absolutely loving playing with this Gawler team. She's obviously made it to a grand final as well, so we want to see more people from the Adelaide comp putting their hand up for this. It's a great chance. The teams will leave 1 or 2 short to fill those spots with drafts if they can, and this year Caitlin obviously the only one that put her hand up, and she's made herself to a grand final, but she's been a huge addition in the outfield for them, and she's been really good with the bat as well. So they're putting her in the 4 slot, so she must have been doing well for them.
Carrie Barlow for Sunraysia now fouls that one off. Hugh and I work behind the scenes of this tournament as well, so we've got a sneak peek. She didn't win it, but she was right up there with the votes. Caitlin Holt for player of the tournament. Single up the middle. Barlow with a good shot. Holt fires it in, but not in time. Third team around the diamond, Pete, for this game are the umpires, all-female crew, and reward for effort. Taryn Rudiger behind the plate, Nikki Wong at first, and Christy Sandlord over at 3. Well done to those 3 umpires from around the state. Getting a bit of reward for effort, Pete. They don't just give away umpiring grand final duties.
I got my lucky spot yesterday to do a couple, and I actually umpired with Taryn was on the plate.
Cara Venning. Nice play at the plate. There's an obstruction there, so the run will score. Nice play all round. Cara Venning, the Riverland gun with no A-grade team, put her hand up to play for Sunraysia, and she gets the first RBI of the game, a single to centre. It's a nice play from Holt, maybe a little up the line, and the catcher for the Gawler and Districts, Jodie Chapman, just blocking the line and not giving Brianna Smith a clean run at the plate.
I don't think it actually got called an obstruction. She went to, but she held her hands in, so it was a bit of a stumble. She got there anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
That's a great view from the Spacequake Sports camera. The ball actually came off the knee of the runner. It didn't even reach the catcher.
But yep, she got there anyway, stumbled her way. But yeah, I did a base out there yesterday with Taryn on the plate, and she was great. You know, I mean, I did a few games last year, but she was great and telling me where to stand, what to do, and how to do it. And then I scored a lucky gig behind the plate later in the day with Nikki Wong out on base, and Nikki just was laughing the whole time. So I don't know if that was a good thing or bad thing. She hasn't told me yet, but I was sitting in behind Hayley Mayer pitching, and yeah, I have to admit, they were coming a bit quick for my first game.
Madison Sesko into foul territory. Did I get that right, Sesko?
Sounds good to me. Lost that in the light. In the sun. It caught Riley Carianis in the last game behind the plate as well. But that one there, you see, she looked straight up into the sun. No sunglasses on, no shielding of the face. So
a life for Sesko. So Sunraysia threatening here in the home half of the first inning. 2 runners in scoring position. They've had one cross the plate with that early lead against Gawler and Districts, the GDSA.
Now, the Madison Sesko on first base, did you say, was it?
She's in the box batting.
Oh, sorry, the fielder on first base for Gawler. If anyone knows from Gawler.
Christy Norton.
Yeah.
Nice little shot in the 5-6 hole. It's got to bring in another run. The play is to third, so a hit for Sesko, an RBI, and 2 runs on the board now for Sunraysia.
Nice little tap through the gap there and scored the run, held the run on third, Gawler. But yeah, if anyone knows Gawler, or James, if you happen to know, fielder at first base has an accent. I can't pick it, I can't tell where, but it sounds like could be one of our
Christy Norton is the player in question. Nice little hit over the top of the infield. Brianna Wade, the pitcher for Sunraysia. Bad on ball, RBI for her as well. So make it 3 runs in the home half of the first. So it'll be a courtesy runner. Here's a look on the Arkabar replay. Just bad on ball over the top of second base, Megan Conway.
I tell you who would also be happy seeing Sunraysia out there, our previous board president,
Jimmy
Wilson, Mildura boy. He would love seeing this. Not sure if he's aware.
This is a designated player, Stephanie Leland. Also, hope I got that one right as well.
They can't tell you, they're out there, so we'll go with it. Anyone watching the live stream from these areas or checking in from any of the other areas watching it, give us information on these players. We're happy to put it out there and we'll take your word as truth.
Another nice hit. It's up the middle. Sunraysia's bats are running hot. The play's going to be at the plate again. Make it a 4th for the inning. Madison Sesko, the one who crosses the plate this time off the bat of Stephanie Neeland. So 8 out of the 8 batters got 6 hits. Nine-hitter Kristen Gregory. Saw her brother Jason here earlier today. Was it the inaugural MC Sportswear Home Run Derby? It might not have been the inaugural. It might have been in the first few years.
Brooke Hubbard.
He was here supporting his sister. Hubbard's the runner.
Brooke Hubbard is the runner out at third. My understanding comes from over Geelong way, but plays in the Sunraysia for the Sunraysia team. So fair drive to get the game of softball, but
into foul territory. Will get a life. Okay, so Brooke Hubbard's the courtesy runner. Gawler, they had a 1-2-3 inning at the top of this one. Now they've pitched to 9 batters. All the runs have come with 2 out, but ahead of the count. 1-2, runners at the corners. Strikeout swinging for Pfeiffer. And have a look at the catcher, just getting out there. High fives all around, just to keep the spirit alive for this team early chasing early.
Yes, the catcher yesterday was behind her. She's very chirpy, really rewarding of her pitches, and really absolutely gets behind them and supports them. So it's very good to see her continuing that. It was a tough inning, but she got behind her, which is great.
4 runs in the first for Sunraysia. That is their lead. As they take the diamond, we can go round their defensive lineup. Brianna Wade pitching to Brianna Smith. Carrie Barlow at first. Megan Hammond at second. Tara Martin at third. Kristen Gregory at shortstop. Outfield left or right. Cara Venning, Paige McGuinness and Madison Sesko. You're looking online, seeing if we've got any critiques.
A few people watching. Leanne Gaugi, fellow board member, is watching. Ali Faulting says, let's go Gawler. Janine Evans says, go Sunraysia. And Julie Callaby says, well done, girls. We go through them a few. Apparently one says, not even close. I'm assuming that's a pronunciation of a player's name. Naylon is how you pronounce it.
What did I say? Naylan?
Yeah, so Naylon. We'll go with Naylon.
Okay. She deserves her name to be read out correctly. Stephanie Naylon. Here we go. Here's Caitlin Holt batting 4 for Gawler and Districts. First pitch swinging, hammers it up the middle. So Gawler and Districts with their first runner aboard. Akbar replay.
Good piece of the ball there, straight up the middle. She was happy with that and got herself to first. She's got some speed, Caitlin too. Wouldn't surprise her to see her try to make her a round to 2 where possible, or when possible.
Jodie Shaman, the catcher, is just ripped that one down the line all the way to the fence, but in foul territory.
Got a good piece of it, just got very early on it. That was the problem there, but nice piece that would have seen a couple of aces for Caitlin, I'd imagine. Instead, one strike on her and Caitlin stays at first. Cool change, slowly creeping in over our right shoulder, which is very nice.
Gets under this one out to left field. Cara Venning under it. Takes a great catch. Fires it straight into second to hold up Holt at first. It's the first out. Nice piece on the Akbar replay.
Another nice piece of the ball. Like the first one, she hit foul, but yeah, that one unfortunately just got under it a little bit. And big thank you also to Rival Brothers, who have been here all weekend, pouring the coffee, the hot chocolates, the teas, whatever other variations they make in there. The juices flowing through today, some banana bread I've seen as well. They've been fantastic helping out the competition. So thank you to Danny and her team from Rival Brothers for supporting the softball community here this weekend. Plus the many, as you said earlier, the many associations that have come over and chipped in and helped out through canteen, through the bar, helped out with cleaning, running bases around, setting up on day one. Absolutely can't do it without them, and it's their championship and they're willing to help, which is great.
It's Joe Pfeiffer up to bat. Holt still at 1.
And of course, in the lead up to the event, James, you and Catherine Bree working with the umpires, working with the statisticians.
It's just the end of the bat, so it's a slow roller. A nice play for the lead runner, but Holt gets there in time. Fife safely aboard at first, so 2 runners aboard for GDSA.
Yeah, nice little poke. A good, smart play by the shortstop there, but unfortunately Caitlin Holt had some speed to beat the throw, and that allowed the runner to get up to first. So 2 on now. First pitch, the ball. Yeah, it's been phenomenal for the work that you guys have put in through the office with the crew around, the official team around working this tournament and getting everyone the opportunity to play as many games as they can, as much as we can, with obviously heat being a bit of a risk, but I've heard no complaints from anyone. I've heard teams saying they're already planning their next year, so
yeah, thanks, Pete. It's our biggest event on the calendar, unless we're hosting a Nationals, of course, but we love it. It's so good to have all our regional affiliates come and join us here at West Beach, And then we'll do it all again in about 3 weeks' time at Central District for the Junior State Championships, where we hope to see a lot more of our affiliates. Nice pitching from Wade. Gets her second strikeout. And that's the second out of the inning. Actually, that's her first strikeout. Looking at the wrong score sheet. First strikeout and second out. There's a look at the Arkabara replay. That was Nikki Schiller. Kelly Varco now comes to the plate.
And the last out's just made her way over to first for the pitcher speed up.
Hit up the middle. Finds the gap. Holt turns 3. She's going to score. The throw goes to the cut-off player, the pitcher. And the courtesy runner holds up at 2. I got it wrong. This Kelly Varco wasn't the one that played under 16s. That was Chelsea Varco. She's playing for another Gawler team. Kelly Varco is maybe a relation.
Yep, Chelsea Varco, the youngest female in the competition.
Playing B grade.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, yesterday Gawler have this habit of, I noticed when they do get a bit of a run, they get a few hits and things start happening all at the same time. So they'll be hoping that happens here and get another 1 or 2 in this innings to close the gap. And I'll put the commentator's curse on them. Oh.
Just a spill from second base player. Courtesy runner's going to come home, slides in, tagged out at the plate. So no damage in the end. Gawler and District do score 1, but Sunraysia with some handy defence. Let's have a look on the Arkabo replay.
Yeah, that ball just getting up in the sun again. Dropped out the glove, but a good throw, a good second effort throw into the home plate and gets the out at home. I think the runner there just thought that she was just committed to going around home, may as well, because that's probably going to get caught, and then she'd gone a bit too far and had to just commit to keep going. She did put a good effort in the slide to get under and wasn't far off it. So good attempt to get home, but unfortunately the third out of the inning, and that's how it will end. But the 1 run, very important.
Yeah, it's important to get on the board in the grand final. You don't want to be chasing 4 20-odd minutes into the game in a 70-minute game. We will complete the inning if required, if the team batting second isn't leading when we get the 70-minute mark. No new innings, of course, with less than 5 minutes to play. At the conclusion of this game, we'll quickly get into position for the presentations. We organise if that's getting live streamed as well?
That will be live streamed, absolutely. So for those followers from all the associations out there, we'll go through all the 6 divisions and we'll do the presentations to them. We'll have a live camera out on the field that will be able to zoom in on the winning team when they've given their medals and having their photos. So really good recognition for these people that have come down and fought it out all week to get their photo on, or their picture on TV, and you'll all be able to support them.
Nice shot, but a great pick-up at shortstop. Nikki Schiller with the play. So back to the top of the order for Sunraysia.
And for those wanting to know what's going on out the back, we have Sunraysia here playing Gawler. We have Mighty Ducks playing Hills in the B2 women's final. We have... So I've just got to wait for my screen to reload because I've just lost a couple. I'll get back to that. What have we got?
Nice hitting. And a great attempt from Holt. Half volley, though. Great play. She's really putting her body on the line here today, Caitlin Holt, but it's a single to Brianna Smith. The catcher for Sunraysia is the Akbar replay.
That was pretty hard hit and low, and she did a good effort to get it, at least kept it in front of her.
Now, if this was cricket, we would pause for about 15 minutes to review to see if that catch was taken. Bunt put down. McGuinness is going to arrive safely. The runner turns 2. Smith will stand at 3. She takes 2 bases. So a bit of small ball for Sunraysia.
Yeah, drop ball in close. They played the runner, and 2 was always going. So she obviously knew the throw was going to first, and so she committed herself. A great bunt too. So we got Riverland playing the Vikings in the men's B competition. We've got NAMSA Red playing Flaxley Falcons in the men's B2, and CDSA playing Mount Gambier in the women's B competition. So CDSA, Mount Gambier, NAMSA Red, Flaxley Falcons, Riverland, Vikings, Mighty Ducks, Hills, Sunraysia, Gawler. Have I missed any association that's here this weekend?
Vikings.
Said them.
In the men's.
Mount Gambier in the women's Bs.
Yeah, well, we've got 10, right? So Adelaide competition. You could say Mighty Ducks are from Adelaide.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're getting the shake of the head. They're a Masters team.
They're like a Vikings.
Port Pirie,
they
NAMSA, CDSA, GDSA, Sunraysia. Nice catch from Chaman behind the plate. Tidies that up, keeps the runners at 2 and 3 at bay for the second out.
Potentially Riverland and Port Pirie, the only two. No, Riverland's in against the Vikings. So
Yeah, Port Pirie's here.
No, Port Pirie, the only team not playing in a grand final. All others playing in a grand final, I think.
Right. Unbelievable.
Which I reckon last year was exactly
something
the same
similar,
scenario.
right? Yeah, a lot of associations represented.
But as I was saying in the men's commentary, this competition's been super close. Like last night, the men's comp, you didn't know who was where other than the first and second. There was 3 games this morning that all dictated the next bit of the draw.
Venning gets under it. She's not happy. She put the bat down. I think I heard our favourite 4-letter word as she flies out to the left fielder, Kelly Varco, for out number 3. Failing to hit the scoreboard. We've got a ball game, Pete. It's 4-1 here in the A-grade Women's Country Championship Grand Final, the 2025 edition, thanks to the Aqaba Hotel.
Yeah, 4-zip in the men's with the Hills getting over NAMSA just before. James, you were in that game. That was 3 home runs that brought home 4 runs in total. That was all that did it. There was no other ground hitting runs scored anywhere. So it was a nice close game there. Harry May, obviously, I don't know, his off-speed pitch there. NAMSA could not pick it at any stage through the game, and he just seemed to go to it more and more when they weren't picking it. So, but unfortunately for NAMSA, they weren't able to get up, and the Hills managed to come out victorious there. But that was 4-0. This is 4-1, so nice close. But as I was saying, in the B grade and the B2 games that we've had, even in the men's, the competition has been, and this A grade has been tight the whole weekend. Like the first 2 games of the A grade women were draws. There's been a couple of draws out in the other grades as well. So it's good to see that it's a nice tight competition.
Tim McGregor back to the top of the order for Gawler and Districts, looking to make an impact into this game.
And I want to say a big shout out to obviously the All-Stars making the trip over from Melbourne for the women's side of things. Mighty Ducks entering a team in as well. Not a normal club competition team, but entering a team in. And if you haven't seen them play, try and get yourself to a tournament where they do play. They play in basically pyjama pants, some of them, with the light blue flannelette pants with yellow ducks on them. And they wander around with Crocs on and that on, and it just confuse you to know what's exactly happening on that diamond. And then, of course, a big shout-out in the men's side to the Seacon team that was in this year. A bunch of parents and partners and that of Seacon players and other players as well. And they were given some feedback through the week by their children, but they took it on board, and they had a hell of a lot of fun. So great to see them here in only their second ever tournament.
Strikeout for the first out of the top of the third. Tiana Staker now for Gawler District. Missing the outside edge. I'm enjoying watching Wade pitch. He leaps off the plate. Very consistent. Gets inside. It's a single for Staker. And Gawler a runner on board.
Yeah, good piece of the bat there. Late cut out there and just chops itself inside the line. Nikki Wong signalling that it bounced in fair territory.
Right on the spot as well on the Aqaba replay.
Yeah, good call there for Nikki.
Megan Conway comes to the plate. Bit of a change of pace. Just gets away from the catcher Smith and allows Staker to take 2.
Staker opened up the canteen this morning. Did her 3-hour stint in the canteen before going out and playing the qualifying game to get here, and here she is again. So she's having a ball playing for her junior association. Played 2 years at Gawler out there with the Suttons, and now has made her way to the Adelaide comp playing for, I think, Hills.
I can tell from her helmet, I think it's the Hills Heat.
Yeah, plays for the Hills 18s and B grade. So
Conway watches that one through for a called strike.
Staker also was a train-on for our recent under-18 girls team, so just missed out there. She'll have another go next year, no doubt, but
Our ball.
she didn't like my calling behind the plate yesterday. She told me that this morning, and I said, well, what pitcher ever does?
Just missing the inside edge. Been some good spots from Wade so far for Sunraysia. Nice shot to the right side. She's got to be quick though. 9-3. Sesko out at right field for the Riverland on the spot there. It was a well hit ball.
Hard hit to her too. If it had probably gone a little bit easier to her, the run probably would have got there, but it was nice and hard hit out there, but has advanced the runner into a very good position now. So
2 out for Holt. Has a single in this game already. Gawler and Districts have got such a rich history in this event. Most of their success coming in the C and D grades. Here they are battling it out for an A grade title.
just looking at the live stream too, seeing Central Districts supporting their Blues with Taz on the plate and Christie at third, congratulating them on getting the A grade final spot.
Hard hit ball. Third base, Tara Martin takes it well above her head, fires it across to first. Barlow completing the job. And although they threatened Gawler and Districts, unable to score that runner from three. Here's a look at the Aqaba replay. Great play. Took her time, read the bounce well, fires off the ball and in plenty of time too.
Go back to some of these comments. Brooke Legarini, I'm going to say, and I'm probably pronounced that wrong, but we'll go with that. She says, come on Gawler, you got this. And she has informed me, according to this, that she said, what would you like to know? She's Canadian. I'm assuming that's the first base, is Canadian. Proud president of Sunraysia, Alex Pallett, watching online.
She's not playing.
Don't believe was here. I think she may have been in Melbourne. She mentioned she may have been in Melbourne this week. She is online watching. She is a very proud president out there, so some real good support.
So we're saying that Christy Norden is the Canadian?
That's what we're going to go with, because that's what Brooke has said. She's Canadian. I'm going to assume that's around Christy. And Brooke, tell us anything about any of them. Give us some interesting insight to some of these people that don't get the big air time. We'll give them their chance today. Sarah Tonkin is watching. Sarah Tonkin is watching. Would be good.
Champion. We're going to
be nice to have her play next year for one of these teams. Jump in behind the box.
We're going to celebrate our 2025 Women's National Champions during our presentations today. Something to feature, something to watch. But back to the action. Madison Sesko's the batter in the box for Sunraysia.
And of course, Alex, if Alex, you know anything about these Riverland people, let us know. Sorry, Sunraysia people, let us know. They'll.
Nice hit to the right side. Staker tries for the 9-3, but it's Sesko's able to beat it out. That's a second hit of the game. Aqaba replay, hit it hard past second base.
Good hard flat hit and quick running. Beats the throw in.
Nice pitch from Pfeiffer. It's Wade swinging, pitcher on pitcher battle. Gets under it and finds the gap for a single. Wade also with her second hit of the game.
Yeah, Sunraysia, I lost the count how many there's been, but there's been probably 4 or 5 that have just flopped over the infield short of the outfield, and whilst it's a on-base hit, they become frustrating for a team in the field eventually.
That's already their 10th hit of the game. Nice swinging from Stephanie Nayland, but it's a pop-up and infield fly. Catch taken by shortstop Nikki Schiller for the first out.
Well played there to take the catch and then just be ready to go for the base runners, but not going anywhere. They're standing next to him.
Not on an infield fly. First pitch swinging again. These aggressive Sunraysia batters. This one's Gregory.
A few more coming in online. Danny Moffat now watching. Becca Evans saying good leg. Sesko. Yes, Christie is Canadian from Sue. Dodsey Rami watching from Northern Territory, Alice Springs.
This one also finds the gap. Runners will advance and will load the bases. So Gregory now joins the party. Hit number 11, and the only batter in the lineup yet to register a hit for Sunraysia is their leadoff, Tara Martin. She comes to the plate right now.
Loaded bases, 1 out. Gawler will be just trying to stem this run flow.
Yeah, 1 out, loaded bases. It could be a telling moment in the game here for Gawler and Districts. We're 40 minutes in, it's just ticked over 40 minutes, so they need to get out of this jam and then they need to put some runs on the board.
Yeah, just get a bit of the bats going, and a little bit of luck they can close that gap on Sunraysia and really tighten this game up. Otherwise, Sunraysia will be looking to try on the flip side to bring a couple of these home with a great hit.
Martin, hard hit shot. Hits the centre fielder. Runner wasn't tagging up, but has time to come back, touch the base and score from third. A sacrifice fly for Martin, and the lead's out 5 runs to 1.
Yeah, great catch out there. Deep in left field, the wind has picked up. You don't even get the photo of the flags, but the flags are now flying pretty strong, and the trees are blowing around, so that would have had a little bit of movement on it, although it was hit pretty well. Runner just failed to tag up, had to go back and then made the run home, but other runners all remained on their base.
Brianna Smith catching for Sunraysia. First pitch swinging, hard hit shot out to centre field. Caitlin Holt takes a good catch, and that will do it for the third inning for Sunraysia. They threatened, they looked okay, and then a couple of fly balls in a row to end the inning.
Yeah, I think Gawler, they would have loved to have got out with none, but they got out with 1, and they'll take that. That loaded base is 1 out. They've held it to 1 run. I'd take that any day, and now they've got to get out and get those bats cracking. Perfect conditions standing now. It's definitely cooled off, which is very, very nice for everyone that's here, players, officials and the spectators, and no doubt the camera crew who was sweating up a storm in the first game of the men's, and we tried to give them about 3 litres of water, and I think that came straight out by the end of the game. So definitely cooling off, which is fantastic.
Now, I'm just trying to get producer Brandon's attention. Correct me if I'm wrong, we're back with the Premier League this Wednesday night? So in about 2 days' time, in 2 days' time, we're back with the back half of the Softball SA Premier League. Make sure you join us for all the live softball action from 8 p.m. every Wednesday night for the remainder of the season.
Don't know if you know, James, but I believe Brandon's here for that. I believe you're here for that. And I believe I'm here for that.
That's all right.
So we'll just camp here for another couple of days.
Thanks. I need a break.
All right.
It's been a big build-up. It's been a long January as well with our teams away at National Championships.
There's a few tired people around at the moment.
Jody Chaman up to bat for GDSA. First pitch swinging. Ground ball to shortstop. And a nice play from Kristen Gregory for the first out.
So Alex Pallett has informed me that she's been doing some cleaning up in Sunraysia and she has found a team list from a 1989 state championships. So fair while ago, but
What grade did they play, did she say?
hasn't said. Might be able to feed that in, not sure.
Pfeiffer, the pitcher, first pitch swinging, goes foul. Actually really looking forward to working with in the Sunraysia region this year. We got some Play Well grant funding through Softball Australia for 3 regions to try and spark some participation programs throughout the state. So that includes Sunraysia. First time we've been able to get funding for them as they sit outside our borders, and Mount Gambier, Port Pirie as well involved in that program. So really starting to stretch that reach for softball in the regions. Nice pitching from Wade, gets the dangerous 5 for swinging, 2 up, 2 down, and the 3rd strikeout of the game for Wade. Nice shot to third base. Great play. Tia McGregor, Tara Martin, I should say. Tara Martin with the play. Takes it on the backhand side, knocks it down, fires it across to Barlow at first to complete the out. Great defensive inning for Sunraysia. 1, 2, 3.
So I've just also been handing some information about Sunraysia. So in the late 90s, early 2000s, the Sluter family, you may remember them, James, heavily
Karen,
involved in softball
Ian,
at Sunraysia. Ian coached
Alistair.
the under-16 boys team with Andrew Priest. The 2 Sluter boys both played for the SA under-16 team.
I could tell you they went on and played in the under-19s as well. I remember the coach's name for that team in 2010 in Perth.
Was it James Harris?
Certainly was.
Do you know who he is?
I became very good friends with the Sluter family after that.
So sister
And
Karen also played for the
They
state?
were responsible for me to go to the Netherlands as well. They got me in contact with Peter Schuller.
There we go. Karen played also for the SA state
team,
as well.
yep.
And sister Janine, I think that's how we pronounce it, was
Janine,
also
yep.
involved in the sports camp. So the Sluter family heavily involved in Sunraysia. Alex Pallett, if you're listening, if you don't know them, probably time to get in touch with them and find out where and who they're doing and what they're doing, and maybe there's a chance we can rekindle the love.
We should get Ian, because he's always saying he wants to get back in the state program to be the team manager for the over 35 men's. Hard hit ball out to centre field. Another hit for Sunraysia. The hit parade continues. That's Paige McGuinness.
Is there a chance the 2 boys will be over 35 as well?
Not this year for Alistair. It might be a couple of years away for Alistair.
Well, Sunraysia, come back. We want as many people playing the sport as we can right across the state, and we understand there's some pressures around with time these days and stuff and finances, but we're one of the cheapest sports you can play, and we're also one of the sports that has one of the best cultures going around. We've seen that this weekend with not a single issue that we've had to deal with.
And our state government just recently announcing doubling the funding for the sports vouchers as well. So anyone playing in a club-based sport up to Year 9 can get a second $100 sporting voucher. Another hit for Sunraysia. Carrie Barlow, her second hit of the game. Single out to left field. Smith
piece.
with 2 hits in the game. McGuinness with 2 hits in the game. Barlow with 2 hits in the game. Sesko with 2 hits in the game. Wade with 2 hits in the game. And 8 of the 9 starting players have hits, and that 9th has a sacrifice fly.
Lucky we're not trying to pick a best and fairest for the MVP for this game.
Cara Venning shows bunt. Missing it, and so it'll be called strike 1. She knows the play. She's a veteran. Runners at 1 and 2 with none out. You want to advance them to third, increase the chances of scoring those 2. She goes opposite field. 3 hits from 3 batters here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, another good opposite field hit there to make sure the runner gets over to third nicely. Loads them up, nut out.
14 hits for the game so far for Sunraysia, and that is Venning's second hit. Madison Sesko, it's an RBI. She scored a run. Made a great play, a 9-3 as well. She's been involved in the game.
The team list for Sunraysia in 1989 state champs was an A-grade team list, apparently.
There you go, 1989. Is that 36 years ago?
Yeah, I was 5.
I was a little bit older. Out to the right side. It's going to drop short of the right fielder. But a great play. It'll rob her of a hit. It'll be a fielder's choice to right field, but she still gets the RBI. Madison Sesko, Sunraysia after a 6-1 lead. Akaba replay. Watch this heads-up play from the right fielder, Tiana Staker, firing across to the shortstop, Nikki Schiller, for an out. Runners now at the corners. And be allowed steal. Wade protects with a covers the bunt, covers and shows bunt. A hit shot to shortstop. Schiller fires it across to 1. The tag will be made by Norden, but the run comes in from third.
Another valuable run. They're just slowly increasing that. I did see some comments saying Gawler are well known for their comebacks, but it's going to have to be a very good comeback now as these runs are just stretching out. Good effort to end of the week. Lots of games under their sleeve in a couple of days, so there'll be some bodies out there that are used to playing one game a week that would be starting to feel, if not already feeling, very, very fatigued. But, again, no one's complaining. They've kept the fluids up to make sure that they were good to go again, and they made it to the end, so it's fantastic to see. And a big kudos to all the umpires as well that have been around this week. We've had associations nominating umpires to participate on their behalf and get out there, and they've been doing some 3 to 4 games a day in some pretty nasty heat, so big shout out to the umpires. It's been fantastic, and there's been some really, really good performances. I spoke to Kevin Tannering before, and he said there's been some umpires that have gone away in their association, built on their development they've needed, and come back here, and you can clearly see those next steps being taken, which is exactly what we want, and there's plenty of green shirts around doing it too.
Oh, got a tricky bounce. The run's going to score from second on an infield single. Nayland with another hit, and the runner Sesko scores from 2. Yeah, just took a tricky bounce there, didn't she? And on the Akaba replay,
a lot of these players wouldn't be used to playing on these diamonds either, so probably took them a day to get used to the bounces and the way they spin and stuff like that. It's not familiar. I'm sure you can attest to that, James. It's a hell of a lot different on a grass diamond to one of these diamonds.
Absolutely. It's a bit of a transition, but they would have had, 6 games each on these fields to get a good warm-up, and then the final, the semi-finals, to make the grand final. So this is their 8th game playing on this field. So hopefully they've got a...
And again, grounds-wise, facilities-wise, it's stuck up really well. Yes, we haven't had any poor weather. It's been dry. We've had to put a fair bit of water onto the diamonds to keep the dirt down, and they've held up amazingly well. And again, the grass outfields have been spoken by the teams is very, very, very good.
Holt underneath it takes a good catch to end the inning, and after 4 complete, Sunraysia now in a dominant position, leading 8-1. Akaba replay. was a nice piece of the ball. She hit it too well. Holt gets into good position and takes a fine catch. Now, during the minor round, each of the A-grade teams played each other twice. Sunraysia ended with a record of 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses, and Gawler and Districts had 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. And in the 2 games that they played against one another, Sunraysia won the first 10-2, and Gawler won the second 7-4. So not much separating these 2 teams after the completion of the minor round. They both won through to the grand final as the lower ranked team, and now in a commanding position, Sunraysia leading 8-1 after 4.
And I saw, I'm pretty certain Sunraysia's 2 wins and 1 draw came on day 1. I think they had 3 losses yesterday, so then they've bounced back today with 2 wins to 1 win, and then this game here where they're winning to try and take it out. So it shows that it doesn't matter where you finish, you're always in it. Keep trying.
Well, it could be some comeback if they finish the minor round in 4th to take out the title. About 53 minutes in, so 17 minutes of regulation time. So there is still time for Gawler. They need a couple of big innings and they need to be quick, but we've got just a couple of questions over there. Is it some changes being made, or is it the score check?
I think the Gawler score has gone over. There's not a change in the batting lineup, so unless it's a Sunraysia change maybe, I'm not sure, but the umpire had her book out making some changes and some notes, so something must have happened.
Von Wheeler, a legend of Gawler and Districts.
Janelle Barrett and Sarah Anderson both online. Janelle obviously an Australian selector and one of our homegrown champions of the sport here in SA. So hello to you, Janelle, and also Sarah Anderson were with the under-14 girls this year to Melbourne where they finished 3rd in a great performance.
Janelle going away with under-14 boys.
Yes. In
about a month's time. First pitch swinging, Gawler and Districts meaning business. Another 9-3 chance, she beats it out. Varco 2 hits in the game. Single out to the right side.
Yeah, just plopped in nicely and sprinted it out well. Just did the
nice
little
defense from Sesko.
Yeah, did a little Sunraysia trick there where just plonked it over the infield.
DP, Beck Lane into the box. Swing at the first one.
Rob Jeffries supporting Sunraysia online.
Something different, maybe a bit of a change of pace from Wade. Count goes 1-1. Fouls that one off. We're at 1. Nice shot up the middle, beats the second base player. Runners at 1 and 2 for Gawler. Well, you said it, they were known for their comeback. Positive start here in the 5th. 8 and 9 batters, both with singles.
And about to turn to the top of the lineup where they've got some hitting that's occurred. Caitlin Holt already with a single, Tiana Staker with a single. They're at 2 and 4. So there's a chance here that they could start to build something. They're going to have to dig deep and go a bit. But they're known for their comebacks apparently, so is this the start? Not if you take the coach out. That's not advisable.
Don't forget to check out Play Ball, all things baseball and softball on the Facebook page. Robert Laidlaw does a terrific job covering our Premier League, our teams away at national championships, and of course the state championships. And that guy, the accolades keep on coming. He was given an award from Softball SA for his efforts in the media that he's been doing for the last few years, as well as Softball Australia giving him a service award as well. And the guy just does a magnificent job covering our great sport across the state. Strikeout for away, that's her 4th of the game.
He's had a very busy weekend. Was down here with the Giants on Friday night at the baseball local comp Saturday, then Giants Saturday night, and gave himself Sunday off and straight back at it today down here. So plenty he will be writing about that you will be able to read about coming up online.
Just a shame they couldn't defend the beach. They were going for a three-peat, the Giants, and it's a bit of a title town, this place, isn't it? The Stars, couple of titles, the Giants, couple of titles. I think their juniors have won a couple of titles as well, so breeding ground for Diamond Sports. Tiana Staker back in the box for Gawler and Districts, and this one gets away from the catcher. Smith chases it down right in front of our broadcast position, and runners at 2 and 3.
Yeah, need a nice hit here.
Right, and good call from the blue. The catcher liked it, but didn't go through the strike zone. Love the split screen from Spacewake Sports. Just keep coming up with different ways just to polish their broadcasts, aren't they?
What year? Eighth year, Marie?
Ninth year. We've completed 8 years. In our 9th. Over 8 million video views. Nationally free to air television on NITV for about 5 of those years. All 9 years on Channel 44 Community TV here in Adelaide have been supporting us from the start. We're on SBS on demand there when we did our first NAIDOC round. Yep. We did a Pride round as well on the on-demand app for SBS. It's just gone from strength to strength, and now Spacequake Sports are in 4 states. I'd like to think that we gave them a little bit of a leg up, as much as they have us, of course.
Of course. We saw them recently in Melbourne at the Open Women's, where we, were lucky enough to get to see our Stars late at night, getting the championship back, which was good. And, of course, just through the only being a 2-game series over in Sydney in the baseball, they picked up the grand final of the 18s as well across the road. So
good shot, and the throw goes wild. The runners don't go. It's surprisingly so. Just one run will score, and they reduce the margin. That's Kelly Varco who scores on a outfield single to Conway.
Yeah, nice piece of the ball there. Brings in the draft player, Caitlin Holt.
Way for a ball, and Gawler and District with 1 out, bases loaded, 4-hitter to the plate. Chasing 6, now's the time.
Safe ball to the outfield here. I reckon Tiani will come from second right around.
He squeezes it into fair territory, but it just goes left of the third base.
I'd love a tie break, James.
Got a presentation to get to.
Got a family to see.
There's a pillow calling my name. It's been great. It's my favourite time of year, January. Events on all year, national championships, state country championships, and the return of the Premier League as well in just 2 days' time. And I reckon within The next month we'll have all our feature rounds, Pride Round, Indigenous Round, CFS Round. That's statewide this year.
Yeah. February 14 up at Nembo Park. See a men's game followed by the women's ASA game.
So then a week later at the Junior State Championships, a feature game of the Premier League, Seacombe versus Walkerville.
Adelaide softball on the road in February, and
pops it up, foul territory, and Caitlin Holt and Gawler and Districts get a life. Just spills out of the glove of Barlow. Here's a look at the Arkabar replay.
And anyone who's been following the Country Champs and wants to check out some photos, get to Softball SA's Facebook page. There is plenty going up there. Thank you to the people that have provided them. And
ground ball to 3, nicely fielded. The play's home for the Force. Bases are still loaded, but now there's 2 out. You would think for Gawler and District. We're at the 63-minute mark. No new innings with 5 minutes or less to play. So this will probably be it. So Gawler and District down to their final out.
Real leader in the team in the box, so she'll be wanting to keep this game rolling along.
It's away from the inside pitch, so here's set up here from Wade. She's shown some good skills so far. Set up to back her away a little. Hit shot to third base. Great play from Tara Martin at third. They probably will continue to play because there's more than 5 minutes to go, but not very much longer.
I've got it about 30 seconds, if that. So see how quickly the teams roll around here.
Well, they could call it any moment, and you'd have to say that Sunraysia, and great defence, great offence on the Arkabar replay. So great play again. We saw it again from Tara Martin for that third out of the inning. They have been dominant.
And I think we might be getting it. It's 15:05 on my watch. So
all are unsure. They probably know.
There it is.
Game's been called. Sunraysia climbed the mountain from 4th to 1st in 2 games at the 69th edition of the Softball SA Country Championships. They take out the A-grade title. Congratulations to Sunraysia Softball Association. Amazing weekend of softball. They were 2 wins and 1 draw.
On day one?
On day one. Lost all their 3 games yesterday.
Dropped to 4th.
To win both the finals that they've played in and taken out the A-grade women's title. Well, don't go too far away. We've got the presentations coming up as soon as we can, probably in the next 30, 35 minutes. James Harris signing off. Thanks, Pete Williams. Congratulations to Gawler and Districts making a grand final, A-grade grand final. And we'll see you for the presentation soon.
guys hear me up there? You want it a bit louder? Testing. Can you hear me? Or louder? More? You're good? You're good? Happy days.
we're about to get going with the presentation. So if all teams could move into the vicinity here at Diamond 1, plenty of spots in the grandstand. And for winning teams, we want you reasonably close to the gates as well. So start making your way over. We'll get underway and start making our announcements really soon. Good afternoon. We're going to get underway for the closing ceremony and medal presentation, but first we acknowledge the Kaurna people, the traditional custodians whose ancestral lands we gather on and that this country championships were played on. We acknowledge and pay our respects to all Indigenous people and their elders, past, present and emerging. Well, hello and welcome to the awards and closing ceremony for the 2025 and 69th edition of the Country Championships. I'm James Harris, the Softball SA State Operations Manager and Tournament Co-Convener. And joining me is the official party Co-Convener, Softball SA Senior Participation Coordinator Catherine Western, Tournament Chief Umpire Sharon Gillen and her Deputy Kevin Tannebring, Technical Delegate and Softball SA Board Chair Pete Williams, and we've been ably assisted this weekend by Softball SA Game Development Officer Bree Lint and Board Director Anthony Weatherstone. So before we start the presentations, we're going to do something we've never been able to do before. Earlier this month, the South Australian Open women's team, the SA Stars, won the Australian Women's National Championship. Please welcome one of the players, Reagan Diaz, team manager Kelsey Nucky, and head coach Ben Lucas. Just a couple years ago when we won in 2022, we only held the shield for about 7 months because the event was April, May, so we've never been able to display it in a setting like this before. So we want to congratulate the staff, the players and the entire South Australian softball community for their support of this team on winning the title for just the third time. like to now introduce the Softball SA Chair, Pete Williams, to say a few thank yous.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone that's participated here this weekend. It's been fantastic to see you all come from all parts of the state. I'd just like to touch base on the fact, I said it during the Home Run Derby, but this weekend we've had participants from 5 different states of Australia. We've had Tasmania, we've had Victoria, we've had New South Wales, Northern Territory, and South Australia represented. So fantastic effort from everyone who's come far and wide. And we hope that those people who, when they go back to their states, push out and just tell people how much fun this weekend was, and we get some of the Masters stuff going next year. That's a definite plan of ours. While I'm going on this, to all the staff that helped pre-tournament planning this, it's a massive piece of work right at the Christmas break for them, so they haven't had a Christmas break yet, and we'll give them one maybe at the end of this year. To all that helped out throughout the weekend, Anthony in the bar, Joe Liddell in the canteen, for every single one of the associations that chipped in when it was their volunteer turn to go and work in the bar and canteen. It's a phenomenal effort to be able to do that and coordinate that and get that working, and I really want to say thank you to every association for doing so. To Grant and Roz from MC Sportswear, huge supporter of softball in SA for many, many years now, and they have for the last 14 years supported and sponsored the Home Run Derby that we saw on Saturday night. Thank you very much to them. You've been out there all weekend. I hope you've all thrown all your FBOS cards and credit cards at them and loaded them up, and MC Sportswear are going to go home happy for the weekend. So thank you to MC Sportswear. While we're on it, I don't know if they're here, but Cody Manning and Cooper Goodman, 2 winners of the MC Sportswear Home Run Derby this year. If you weren't here to see it, there were some pretty big hits that went out there. Reagan, you lost it, sorry. Cody's taking it back. So, but congratulations to the 2 of them for winning it this year. To the sports trainers that have been on site, they've been worked pretty hard. I think I've got about 10 pink slips in there of people that got some injuries, and we've had broken bones, muscle tears and everything, but it wouldn't be softball if we didn't have an injury. So thank you to them. And also thank you to Sharon and KT, the tournament chief umpires, who have had a large amount of games they've got to fill and a large amount of umpires they've got to push across, and they've had really, really tricky work sorting the green shirts from the blue shirts out, but they've done an amazing job. So big hand for all the umpires. Spacequake Sports come on board for the 2 finals, obviously the men's A grade and women's A grade final, and they're streaming these live presentations, so you'll get to go home and watch yourself come up here and get your medals, which will be great. So thank you very much to Spacequake Sports for all they do for softball in SA and now across the country. We saw them recently in Melbourne and in New South Wales with the national championships. So a big thank you to Spacequake. And as I said, all the volunteers that help these tournaments go on, it's an amazing amount of work. We've got grounds, we've got cleaning, we've got everything that goes on behind the scenes, and a lot of them are people participating in it as well. So we're all going home tired, but I know you all are as well. So thank you to all the volunteers, the fans, the families and everyone that came down to make this a country champs that we'll build on next year, and hopefully build more numbers and more teams and get it going really, really good for the regional associations. Thank you very much to everyone. I'm now going to hand over to Anthony, who just wants to say something quickly about some volunteers.
Hi everybody, I'm Anthony, I'm the President of the Adelaide Softball Association. So welcome to West Beach and thank you for your participation in the tournament. I just wanted to thank all the volunteers that have chipped in from all of the associations to help run the bar and canteen operations, and because of that things like Spacequake and that are able to exist because of the work that you've been able to help us with this weekend, so thanks to you. Just wanted to make a special shout out to the person that's coordinated all of that for us this weekend, Joe Liddell. She's run our bar and canteen operation over the weekend. A lot of work beforehand, long days throughout. So we'll just get Joe to come out. Big loud round of applause, please. Thank you. Safe drive home, everybody.
Thanks, Anthony, and thanks, Joanne. All right, now on to the presentation. So just a reminder to the winning teams, and Mitch, we're going to get you to back up a little bit. Our special guests helping to present the medals from the SA Stars will present at the front of the table. You'll walk through and parade to the crowd. Move over to the first base side for your team photo. So hopefully you'll remember that. Okay, B grade men's, B2 men's, the grand final between the Flaxley Falcons and Namsa Red. It was the Falcons that were winners, 12-7. Flaxley Falcons. Make way, make way. I did give instructions to go in front of the table. Thanks. So receive your medal and then move over to the first base side. Actually, Chook, you're the coach of this team. Come on over. We'll take the plaque as well. And while they're all getting their medals, anyone you want to thank from the Flaxley Falcons?
Nah.
Whereabouts is Flaxley?
So Flaxley's a little town situated in the Adelaide Hills between Mount Barker and Macclesfield. Yeah, population about 5, I think.
So all of the residents of Flaxley involved in the team then, by the sounds?
2 of the families, yeah, that's right.
Well, congratulations. Your first time playing in the country championships. You were originally a Masters nominated team, so there you go. Get more Masters teams for next year.
That's right, correct. Take us on.
Perfect. Well, congratulations. Well done, Chook. Flaxley Falcons. The B2 women's, the grand final between the Hills and the Mighty Ducks. And the Hills won that game 11-4. Congratulations to the Hills. You wouldn't happen to be the coach or captain, would you? First in line. Well, who's your coach? Here she comes, Jody. Don't forget your medal. You guys can head over and line up for your photo, and I'll quickly speak to Jody. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Came through in the end in the finals. Mighty Ducks went through undefeated.
Yes, they did. We took them in the grand.
And convincing as well. What did I say, 11-4?
Yeah. Had a few big hits. Girls got around. It's very good.
Magnificent. Congratulations. Don't forget to get your medal and enjoy the win.
Thank you very much.
Hills B2 Women's Country Champions. Ben, behind you, mate. This way. There you go, Jody. Congratulations, Hills B2 grade champions. And we move to the men's B grade. The grand final was a close one. It was between the Riverland and the Vikings. And it was the Riverland defending their title. Back-to-back B grade champions. We'll have to put them up to A grade next year. What do you reckon? And then I'd send your coach out first, I reckon. Here she comes, Vicky Taylor. Come on, Vic. Come and grab your medal and the plaque and come over for a chat. Congratulations to the Riverland men's. Over you come, Vic. I know you love the microphone. Congratulations, back-to-back champs.
I know. I wouldn't have even thought that would happen.
Well, it was a bit of a long road to win the first and then back-to-back.
Yeah, and thanks to Kizza and Troy, they said, well, shall we do it again? I said, yeah, all right. But unfortunately, Dave is not here today as he's in hospital. He's been in there all weekend. So he's on the phone. So he says hello to everybody because he misses you all.
Sorry to hear, and all our best wishes for David. For those that don't know, Vicky and David Taylor were actually the Chairman's Award winners last year for their efforts for bringing men's back to the Riverland, and David missed out on that prezzo as well. So anyway, congratulations, Vic. Get in the photo.
Thank you.
Don't forget your plaque. Troy, there you go. Congratulations. A B grade women was between Central Districts Softball Association and Mount Gambier, and big winners in this game. CDSA 15 defeated Mount Gambier 1. Good idea. Send your coach or captain out first. I've got your plaque. Send the coach or captain over here and we'll get you on the mic. Congratulations, CDSA. Here's your plaque. Congratulations. Well done. 15-1.
Yeah, they had us 1-0 early, but then we took care of business.
Yeah, brilliant. And the weekend went all right for you?
Yeah, undefeated and I think 9 runs against, so pretty good.
Oh, I reckon we'll have to put you up to A grade next year. 2 CDSA teams in the A grade.
No thanks.
Well, congratulations. Don't forget your medal. Well done to the CDSA for picking up the B grade women's title. Now on to the A grade men's. Yep. It is.
Go on, pick it over your team. Okay, I've got to take over here because James has got something a bit important to do in a minute. But the A-grade men's was this year held between Hills and NAMSA. It was a great competition. You would have seen it if you've been watching on the live stream. The winner this year of the A-grade men's for the country champs is Hills 4-0 over NAMSA. And I'll get Joe to come over here once he's got his medal. Joe, over here, buddy. Here's your trophy. Now, Joe, I saw you out there having a little... Secret was potatoes. I saw you out on the lawn having a little kip in between preparing for the match. Was that just psyching yourself up, or was it trying to work out how to control this group?
No, you've got to maintain premium energy when you're coming to these games, mate. And my energy is the energy you need to maintain as the Supremo coach.
Well, you've obviously done it well. Coach of the year last year, nailed it again this year. You've got to be pretty happy with the group. They're a good bunch to look after.
I couldn't be happier with this group. It's a great team to be coaching for sure.
So, while I got you, over 35s in July, is there anything we could tempt you towards maybe from the red colours?
Look, we'll see what happens, eh? Let's concentrate on these 16s, eh?
I like it. The 16s is good. Go join your team. Well done, mate. And then the women's team's obviously ready to go, but I'll just wait for James to come back and he can take back over.
Thanks, Pete. And congratulations to the Hills. Team of the Year is voted on from opposition coaches, and we will read through. Don't go too far away, men's players, if you can hear me, please. Pitcher from Hills Blue, Harry May. Second pitcher from the Vikings, Jason Caspers. He did break himself. I saw him limping around. Hills, catcher from Hills Green, Chris McLeod. For first base from the Riverland, Troy Harrison. Second base from the Vikings, Scott Wardall. Third base from the Riverland, Nicholas Scrimgore. I'm so sorry, Nick. I practiced it and everything, and then I saw it and froze. Well done, mate. Shortstop from Hills Blue, Caleb Zackley. Outfield from Hills Green, Lachlan Marshall. From Hills Blue, Angus Wilson, the Gus Bus. He's on the bus. From Namsa Blue, Christian Rothel. And the two utilities, firstly from Vikings, Andy Harron. And from the Riverland, Alan Girdler. Winning coach from Hills Blue, Joe the Potato Harvey. The MVP of the grade is also voted on by opposition coaches. He's not here, he broke himself, but from Vikings, it's Jason Caspers. Congratulations to the men's team of the year and Jason Caspers, the MVP. Finally now on to the A-grade women, and it was between, if you can believe it or not, after the minor round, the third place schooler in districts versus the fourth place Sunraysia, and it was Sunraysia that won the game 8 runs to 2. Congratulations, Sunraysia. Please send out your coach or captain first, please. Who's going to come and do the talking, coach or captain? Over you come. Well, congratulations. Come on over here so we can see your face. And Sunraysia, Alex Pallett was actually at home watching, and she's doing some cleaning up of the records and found a team list for Sunraysia in the A-grade women of 1989. Safe to say, first time Sunraysia sent a team in the A-grade for a while?
This has been, a long time in the making. It's very good to see. This is actually our entire league here playing now. This is the only team we have going anymore.
For those that don't know, COVID decimated the Sunraysia competition and a group of people actually got it back up and running socially.
Yeah, so thanks to the support from Softball SA and Catherine Western, Alex Pallett rallied with a few of us and we got back together, got an association going. We play social sevens locally, and then we head over to the Riverland and play in their association each week. And
you won it there last year? Yeah, congratulations, Sunraysia. You won the Riverland comp last year. Runners-up in the B grade at the state champs last year. Now you've won the A grade.
Absolutely amazing. Great work to our girls who are dedicated, and the support that we've got from Softball SA, Riverland and Sunraysia has been wonderful.
Amazing. Bigger and better things to come for Sunraysia. Here's your plaque. Congratulations, 2025 A-grade country champions, Sunraysia. And she didn't leave it out. She thanked the Riverland, and they really have welcomed and embraced the Sunraysia team. So two associations working well together, hand in hand, is a great story for our sport. On to the team of the year. So hopefully everyone out there can hear me. Firstly, the pitcher from CDSA, Hayley Mayer. And backup pitcher from Mount Gambier, Brianna Wade. Sunraysia, Brianna Wade. Catcher from CDSA, Brooke Bethune. And first base from Sunraysia, Carrie Barlow. Second base from the CDSA, Chantel Goring. And third base also from CDSA, Lyndall McKee. Shortstop and home run derby champion from Mount Gambier, Cody Manning. And the three outfielders, firstly from Central District's Kate Adamson. From Gawler and District's Caitlin Holt. From CDSA, Jane Reggett. Now I've got two utilities names, but I know that that's from Sunraysia, Cara Venning. And from Gawler and Districts, Jodie Chaman. And the winning coach from Sunraysia is Megan Hammond. Now, we might just hold off on the women's MVP just for a second while this team has their photo, because the Kathleen Sims trophy is a little fragile. We don't want it broken in the ruckus. But I will take this opportunity to thank every single one of you for being at this championship. It's our biggest state-based event of the year. Of course, we're not hosting any nationals or multi-sport events this season, so this is the biggest for us. In a couple of weeks' time, we hope to see every single one of you at CDSA Ridley Road in Elizabeth, who are hosting the Junior State Championships. All right, don't go too far away, because the winner of the women's MVPs come from this team by a mile. From Mount Gambier, the winner is Cody Manning. The Kath Sims Memorial Trophy. Kath Sims actually has a connection with the Mount Gambier Softball League, so congratulations to Cody. Not the first time she's won this award either. Congratulations on your MVP. Well done. Home Run Derby champion, Team of the Year at shortstop. Now Kathleen Sims Trophy winner. Congratulations to Cody. Congratulations to Sunraysia on the title, and to all the winning teams. I want to hope you get home safely, and thank you so much again for your attendance at this year's championship. See you later.